Now I gotta ride or die.
So guys, welcome back to the channel. Today you join me from the driver's seat, the 2017 Ford Ranger. And today we're going to take this one for a drive because I of course own a 2012 Dodge Ram, the American version of basically, not necessarily a Ford product, but a car like this. This is the UK version of the car that I actually own and daily drive quite a lot. So as ever guys, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, but onwards to the B roads. We're interrupting today's video to give a massive thank you to today's sponsor, Yes Auto. Yes Auto is the one-stop shop for buying any car, with an experience that's always easy and enjoyable. Navigating onto the website, you can select each brand that you want to look at, each model, and even down to colour variant. You can also select through the images, as well as looking at brand new cars in 360 degrees inside and out. I myself spend a lot of time just looking at cars for sale, so it's awesome to jump on the Yes Auto website to have a look at cars for sale. You can even do a smart search on new and used cars with an option to select cash price or monthly costs. Their aim is to make car buying easy and enjoyable. Yes Auto are the one-stop shop offering a simple, impartial way to configure and compare new and used cars from almost any manufacturer, with a whole load of clever tools and media content for total reassurance. Once again, a huge thank you to Yes Auto for sponsoring today's video. There is a link in the description to the Yes Auto website. Thank you so much again to Yes Auto for sponsoring today's video, but let's get back to the action. So this one has some aesthetic modifications, especially to the front. You've got a bonnet cowl, you've got a brush bar at the bottom, it's got tinted lights all round by the Fly Eye tint. Again, a very, very good tint actually to put on anything, because you can actually see your lights through it rather than actually blocking them off. It also has wheel spaces all round with slightly wider arches that have been painted to look like their factory options. So this car really looks awesome. This truck looks bulbous, it looks big, and on the UK roads it actually is quite sizable, although it's not as big, of course, as my Dodge Ram. We're not going to do a versus compared to that car, but it's always nice to see what the UK variant of a car you actually physically own is like. This is pretty much it. It's got the heated seats and a half leather interior with cloth centers with leather sides, so it is very well optioned, this. And this being, you know, I would say the more desirable, in a sense, automatic 6-speed with that 3.2 litre diesel engine up front. It's an awesome place to be, this, and it isn't like the agricultural pickup trucks that you get maybe from, say, Hiluxes and various other 4x4s like that. It's a little bit more prestigious in a sense in here. The dash is wrapped in leather. There's orange stitching everywhere. You've got a leather wrapped steering wheel as well. This one has phone and cruise control and basically everything. There isn't too many of these that come in a lesser spec. They were very highly spec'd from the factory. These come out about 32,000 pounds these were from the factory. This one I'm driving today has actually only got 9,000 miles on it. 2017 variant with, you know, around 9,000 miles on it, be around 25,000 pounds for the one I'm driving today. Again, a really good deal. This is a good deal for a truck like this, considering they seem to be holding their money, because a lot of people want these. Again, I drive my Ram quite a lot at the moment, and I've then started subsequently to notice other pickup trucks on the road, and day in, day out, I see these Rangers all the time. Now, the key points of ownership, and I would say out loud, is that my Ram is not this car. It's very, very different. That is a lot more luxurious, I'm going to say. The build quality, yes, is in this car, but the one thing I've got to point out, and especially from someone that, you know, drove one of these for an extended period of time, was how loud the engine was. That was the thing
that I noticed the most. That's not a bad thing, because I do feel, you know, people out there, you want to know your engine's going around, obviously, but I did feel that, especially at motorway speeds, it was incredibly loud in the cabin. That was the only, not necessarily a drawback, but the only one thing that I remember. Other than that though, it was so lovely to drive. These drive pretty much like a car. Yes, they are a little bit more agricultural, as I always say, compared to other Ford products that you will actually get yourself into. It isn't a light year away from the reality of this thing still driving and performing like a car, but of course you've got the space. Inside there is loads of space in here. You've still got comfort amenities. It is still a very comfy and nice place to be in here. You've got enough room in the back for pretty much anybody you could ever want. Seats 5 adults very, very easily, and the actual pickup bit on one of these Rangers is very girthy. Again, I think an Amarok, as we just drive past one, is slightly larger than one of these. We were doing comparisons and you were actually looking to buy this, and you know, you were looking at Amaroks and various other trucks. It would be one of those things that you would, again, go and look at that. They're a little bit more girthy, they've got a bit of a bigger size to them, and the bed is slightly larger, but it does mean, of course, in the UK that you'll be able to get away with driving one of these around daily because they're a little bit slimmer, but not vastly slimmer. It just feels like it's a little bit more smaller and easier to thread through the B roads. Other things to point out in this is it's a calm place. Yes, I did say a slight drawback is of the diesel engine in these, which isn't a bad thing. You know, if you're used to that, yes, you'll get it. But if you jumped in my Ram tomorrow, you would not be able to hear the engine whatsoever when you're driving along. So there is a big difference there. Other than that, it's very spacious and luxurious in a sense in here. I just think if you're after a bit more of a nicer version of a pickup truck, you don't necessarily want, again, something that has cloth seats. That is manual. That's a little bit more commercial in the sense. This is the definite in between, you know, a nicer, calmer, more dailyable variant of a pickup truck. It still can do all of the workload. It's still got the towing capacity you want. It is genuinely refreshing for me to actually jump into this car, because the reality is, this is, again, as I've already said, the UK version of the car that I actually drive around pretty much every day, the Dodge Ram 1500. And if you don't want the bulbous, massive pickup truck that America make, this is the prime example for the UK market. I can completely see why they are absolutely everywhere. They drive fantastic. The interior is really nice. You've got loads of space in the back, in the bed. It does pretty much everything you could ever want, this thing, while in, you know, complete comfort. The seats are nice, armrests are nice, leather everywhere. The infotainment's really, really cool. It's all touchscreen in the center, heated seats, and, you know, warranting the idea that these are everywhere. You know, there's a lot of them about. I completely get it. I can see why people would go for one of these in the UK. Even if you were looking at Dodge Rams, I do believe that this would be a very good competitor, just down to the fact that, yes, it is incredibly comfortable and it is very nice in here, and it can still do the payload and everything you actually want it to do, but it doesn't have the bulbous size and the stupid MPG figure. Now we're on the subject of MPG. This is doing 21 MPG on this shoot today. You know, going around B roads, doing some 40, 50 mile an hour, but then going through a little bit of a town as well. So again, that's the relative MPG you will be getting if you were to buy one of these Rangers. All in all then, a really cool truck for the UK market. I can see again why there are so many of them, and it is a good rival to the Dodge Ram if you didn't want that size and just frank stupidity on the UK roads, but you still wanted a pickup truck. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Tell me below, what do you think of the Ford Ranger? Is it something you like? Do you want me to do a comparative test and drive on an Amarok? I would absolutely love to see what a bigger version of the UK car that I'm driving today is like, especially in comparison to my Ram, because I can definitely see why you would have one of these in the UK. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you all on the next one.